It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
You have to have job descriptions, right, for your team. So you have to build your org chart, reverse engineer that. And then, like you said, it's like there's a lot to unpack there because people are afraid to hire. They're afraid to make their first hire. They're like, there's no money, right? Like I'm making all the work and you're doing this owner operator rut because you're selling for a week, you're doing the work for a week. And then eventually when you get off the truck, you know, you're like, all right, now I'm going to pay this guy. And this is why I talk about paying commission to salespeople, right? So you can get caught up, and it depends on what state you're in, of course, right? And so you can pay them a base pay, but then if they don't sell for 3 weeks and you're the nice guy and you're like, oh, but you'll make it up the fourth week, that cannot be you because you will go out of business. So
and
you have
it's just
to
going to
be,
keep happening. You're just going to keep stringing along, and what happens is they're going to sell you. They're not going to sell the customer.
exactly.
They're going to sell you, right? They start selling you on why they're valuable. They don't sell the customer on why what they're selling is valuable. They sell you on why they're valuable.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like we're hiring wild horses. And so if you don't go into this thing saying you have a proven system, you have, you know, like we've been doing this for years, right? So that's where this gives you the confidence to go in and say, no, if you follow these things, right, it will produce this. How do we know? Because it's doing it nationwide, right? And that's where you have the confidence because again, they'll come in to be like, no, you need to do fleet washing. No, you need to do hood cleaning. You're like, whoa. We need to stay in our lane, right? Because then you're buying equipment, extra equipment, and you're doing all these things. And then guess what happens? 20% here, 20% there, 20%, and you're not doing anything. You're spinning your wheels.
Yeah, and I mean, you're trying to train technicians on 30 different things. When I talk about those purgatories I was talking about earlier, one of the main lessons is stop trying to do a bunch of shit. Like throw your fastball and keep throwing your fastball probably until you're pushing 1 million. Like, yeah, I get adding gutter cleaning or window cleaning to like soft washing, or like if you're doing landscaping, doing some trimming or whatever, lawn mowing, you do some mulching and trimming and stuff. There's some simple extensions, but the keys are they don't take much training, they don't take different employees, and they don't take different equipment because those three things cost you a hell of a lot of money to execute on, and they're not scalable in the short term. And so if you start adding services that need new equipment, different employees, or like totally different processes, you're just going to spin your wheels. You can't scale it.
I don't even want to see that training manual. You know, you gotta, somebody told me this the other day. It said, you got to build it like McDonald's and run it like Chick-fil-A. So have that same system. So whether it's lawn care, garage doors, exterior cleaning, those trucks better look the same with the same procedure, right? The same SOPs. And then you have to inspect what you expect. So like we used to go around, like you said, like when you get off the truck, then what are you doing? You know, you're not sitting at the pool, because I did that, right? I did the hard way. I sat at the pool and then they came and collected a check. Yeah, that worked for like 3 weeks. And then they're like, what the heck am I going out there hustling for you? Yeah, what are you doing? And so, no, it doesn't work like that. And it'll work for a time. And then all of a sudden you're like, it's not working. And then it works again for 2 weeks and then it's not working, right? Mm-hmm. It's you, the business owner. So what you need to do is like, you need to get binoculars and you need to inspect what you expect, check on the guys while they're out there working, make sure they're doing their stuff. And then you go do some sales in between that. And then you go back and you check on the guys. But the problem is work is dressed up in success is dressed up in overalls and looks like work. And people don't want to do that. They're like, well, you're doing $1 million. Yeah, but you don't know what it looked like to get there. The blood, sweat, and tears, like the hard conversations, the working day and night, the grind. But it doesn't have to be that way. And it's like, learn from our mistakes, learn from our challenges and say, no, dude, do this, get this job description in place, right? Put the 52-week cards in place and run the meetings every week. Don't skip out on it, because then they're going to lose respect for you. And granted, don't get me wrong.
You can't skip your accountability.
Yes.
That meeting is your accountability.
That's it. And don't get me wrong. Have I not showed up to a sales meeting? Yes. right? Where I've had to put it off or whatever, something happened, you got to go out to the customer, but you do the best you can in that time, whether you're in, like you said, level 2, right? Whatever it is, but it's going to get you to that level 3 eventually.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.